really hard. Okay, excuse me. Hi guys, so apparently it's going to be yoga doggy day because my dogs won't leave me alone. This is Mochi and that's Hero. So I am doing an impromptu video. Guys, can I please record this? We're gonna do a video on a feel-good flow. So this feel-good flow is something I love doing in the mornings. I love you too. Hi everyone, so we're finally settling in. Mochi, Hero, they're in their own space. So I'm going to guide you into that feel-good practice while we have a moment of peace. So I'm going to show you some of the props that we have today. I like to start my morning practice very easy, very slow, focus on a meditative flow so I can set the tone for my day. Now, I always bring a bolster with me. I use a lot of Manduka products. So this one is from Manduka. Bolsters are great for added support into your body during the practice, whether it be for a yin, restorative, or just a gentle yoga in general. I also take 2 blocks with me as well. And blocks are something you can always use to elevate your practice and really focus in and hone in on deepening and alignment. Now, if you wanted to start off just to go simple, you can choose Manduka or you can pop into your local Target and Walmart, and they might have some from, I think, Gaia as well, and a few other brands. So again, considerations to deepen your practice, blocks and bolsters. And last but not least, blanket. If you've been to my yoga studio classes, you'll know that I love blankets to support my tailbone, support my knee joints, my hip joints, my ankle joints, depending on what pose we're going into. So we're starting today's practice just in a more mindful moment. So I want you to come into a supported seated pose where you're resting your hands to your knees. And let's close your eyes. Allow the breath to come back to your body. As the mind and body settles in, listen to the quality of your breath. The sound of your inhale, the sound of your exhale. Gonna keep your eyes closed, just drop the chin down to your chest. When you inhale, start to lift your chest forward, roll your head up, so you're lifting your front body. And as you exhale, we're really rounding into your back, dropping your chin down to your chest. Our seated cat and cow, you're gonna inhale, lift your heart space forward, feel the arch of the low back as you lift your gaze up. And then as you exhale, round into your spine, drop your chin down to your chest. And let's take another set. Inhale, lift your heart space forward. And then exhale, round into your back. Start to roll your entire body up, lifting your head up towards the ceiling. You're going to inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, bring the hands down to your heart center, interlacing the fingers. You're going to push your palms forward and once again round into your back as the chin comes down to your chest. And then slowly lift your heart space forward, lengthen the spine, reach the arms up towards the sky. And start to press the palms up towards the ceiling. Lift the chin away from the chest. You can close your eyes and take a few breaths here. Expanding the breath into your rib cage. For 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes. And then bring the back of these hands towards the back of your head. So the palms are touching the back of your head. You're going to rotate the elbows out and slowly lean your head back into your hands, allowing the shoulder blades to squeeze in as you open into the chest. And then slowly lift your head up, roll the elbows in towards the ears, drop your chin down to your chest, and we're stretching into the back of your neck. And then inhale, lift your head up. And slowly rotate the elbows out. Slowly fly the arms out, releasing your hands. And just circle into the rest. Let it feel good. And as you continue to circle your wrists down, start to find your hands to the back of your mat. Your fingertips are pointing to the back of your mat. Starting to roll the shoulders behind your upper back. You're going to push that chest forward and slowly lean your head back, taking your chin up towards the ceiling to open the front neck. And then gently roll the left ear to your left shoulder. Take the right ear over to the right shoulder. Just let the body feel good. And release, roll your head up. Start to circle the arms up towards the sky. And you're going to come into a seated forward fold. So you're going to start to hinge from your hips. Do your best to lengthen your chest space forward. So you're taking the focus to lengthening into your low back. And then soften the arms down. Draw your hands forward step by step. And as you ease into the low back, let the chin come down. Roll your forehead towards the mat. Now close your eyes. Deepen the breath into your lower back. And inhale, just lift your head up to look to your hands. Start to walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. And as you inhale, we're going to guide the hands back to the center to come over to the right. And release, draw the hands back to center, go slow. A lot of times in our lives, we're on full speed. Whenever we come back to the mat, allow it to be a space where you can ease your mind, step by step. And giving yourself permission here. Start to walk the hands closer to your knees. Head still down to the floor. And as the knees start to settle down with the hands rested on top of your knee joints, you're going to start to roll your entire upper body up with your head last. Feeling good. Start to take the left hand to your right knee. I'm going to bring the right hand to the back of your mat. Now from here, I'm pushing my right hand into the floor. I'm feeling my heart space lift forward towards my chest, lengthening into my spine, and then slowly I'm turning my body over towards the right. Continue to breathe into your belly. For 3, 2, 1. You're going to inhale, float the hands back to your knees to neutralize your spine. And let's bring the right hand over to the left knee. Take the left hand to the back of your mat. And just slowly, so you can start to push your chest forward to the right arm. Really lengthen into your back. And then exhale, twist and turn to your left. Deep belly breath in. Deep belly breath out. And then release. Bring your hands back onto your knees. Soften the spine. Another seated cat and cow by dropping your chin to the chest to round your back. And as you inhale, start to roll your heart space forward, lifting your head up. And then come back to a neutral spine. Start to slowly ease your body on the hands and knees. So this is really where our blankets come in. You want to start to adjust your body with the hands right underneath the shoulder joints, the knees underneath the hips. And take a moment here. Start to feel the earth below you. Close your eyes. And use this moment of silence to ground your body, to let it feel good. And let's roll the hips down to your heels. So child's pose, you always want to ease your hips down to your heels first so you can settle the lower back. And then you're going to bring the arms forward at shoulder width. And start to roll your forehead down towards the mat. And just close your eyes. We're going to settle here for about a good minute to ease into your body. So as you're settling down, allow the shoulders to relax. Relax your arms. Relax your hands. You're going to walk your hands in one step. Keep your head down and just start to roll your hips off the heels. Roll forward, coming back onto the hands and knees. And let's take a gentle flow today. Knees are right underneath that hip joint. Hands underneath the shoulder joints. In our cat and cow pose, we're taking the inhale to lift your chest forward, draw your tailbone up. And as you exhale, you run to round into your spine, dropping the chin down to your chest. On your inhale, lift your heart space forward. When you exhale, start to round your back. Feel your tailbone curling in towards your pelvic bone. And then inhale, we're lifting forward to open the mind, release the heart. And when you round into your spine, we surrender within our own mind and body. Let's take this a few more times. Closing your eyes if it feels good. Start to come back for that neutral back, tabletop pose. So you're looking down towards your hands, back is flat. And from here, we're going to curl your toes in, tuck your toes, and start to guide your hands forward. Our puppy dog pose, really take your time on this one. Focus on the alignment. I like to take my knees about 1 or 2 inches back, so my hips are slightly forward to my knee space. And from here, I'm going to start to lower my forehead down towards the mat. Before I completely come down to the full expression of this posture, I'm kind of checking into my lower body alignment, making sure my knees are still underneath my hips. Once I feel good with that, I start to lower my heart space down, lower my forehead down to the mat. Now, option 1, your forehead can come down to the floor. Option 2, you can come on to your chin. And then slowly lift your head up. Start to come down to the forearms. And we're going to lower down onto the belly. Now at this point, you want to kind of adjust into your body for that Sphinx pose. So from here, bring the legs together. I take the focus on this one more to the upper body. So we want to really align the elbows underneath the shoulder joints, hands at shoulder width, and start to reach your chest between your upper arms. You can feel the low back start to lengthen out through that motion. And then very slowly, if you need to, adjust your elbows again so they're stacked right underneath the shoulders. Pressing your palms into the floor, lift your gaze up. Close your eyes. Let's take a few breaths here. Let it feel good. You can tune in to your pelvic bone and feel the pelvic bone pressing towards the floor, deeply compressing into the low back. And as you're doing this, you're just restricting blood flow to your lower spine. So when you do release out, you're allowing new circulation to pipe in, new oxygen. A great way to start the day, just rejuvenating that lower back space. So let's take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, open your eyes, fly the elbows out, and gently lower your upper body down. I'm going to turn your head to the right. You can open up the lower back by letting the toes roll in and those heels roll out. Let's come back onto your chin. This one I love to do when I'm warming up my low back. So I'm taking my hands wider. Typically, if you have your mat, it's wider than your mat. Then I'm flying my elbows up. Now I'm pressing the tops of my feet down to the floor. And this is upper body work. So you're just inhaling one vertebrae at a time, rolling your upper body up, drawing your navel in towards the belly. So you're supporting your lower back with your front core. And then exhale, start to roll your entire upper body down towards the mat. Start to press through the fingertips. Use your inhale, rise your upper body up, one vertebrae at a time. Nice and easy to your entire spinal movement here. I'm going to do that a few more times. Use your inhale. Start to roll your upper body up, letting the head be the very last to come up. And then using your exhale to fly your body down, letting it feel good. Let's do that one more time. Taking an inhale, rolling the upper body up. If you want to have fun, I like to shimmy my weight down. So I'm working into my shoulders. It feels really good. Let's do that one more time. Take an inhale, rise up. Exhale, shimmy it out. Maybe let the lower back shimmy as you go. There's never a right or wrong way when I'm starting my practice. It's all about what can I do to make my body feel better with the movement. So from here, I'm just going to slightly lower my body. Let the hands come into the sides of my chest. I'm really hugging my elbows in. And then pressing through the tops of my feet. Cobra pose. Go baby version. Inhale, just lift your chest up. Let the shoulders roll back towards your upper back. See how my elbows are just hugging nice and tight? I'm engaging my triceps for a moment. Now I'm going to inhale, lift my chest just a tad bit higher. Feel this in the middle back instead of your low back. And then gently push through up, and my knees are on the mat. I'm going to go a little wider to open my hips, taking my knees wide, and then my toes are touching. Now I'm going to drop my hips down towards the heels. This way I'm letting my belly sit right between my thighs, and then stretching my arms forward, coming into your extended child's pose. Bring your head down to the mat, and take a few breaths here. And slowly lift your head up. We're going to walk the hands over to the left. This time, take the right hand on top of your left hand. Push your energy of your hips towards that right hip. Just get a nice deep lengthening into the right side of your body and the right lower back. And release. Take the hands back to the center. Same thing. Walk the hands over to the right. Before I lower it down, I tend to push my body towards that left heel. I'm getting a nice deep opening into the lower left back. And then I'm guiding my left hand deeper to the right side and then folding my body down. And release. Start to walk the hands back to the center. You're going to slowly walk the hands in, easing your body back onto the hands and knees. And from here, just start to rock the hips out. We're going to start to work into the hip space. And then start to come back to the center. Let it feel good. I'm going to take the right leg back. And from here, I'm going to bring the right knee up towards my right tricep and then take the right foot to the outside of my right hand. So with the morning flow, typically we don't have the luxury and time to just flood into 1 hour. So I go into very specific postures that go into deep openings let the body feel good so I'm ready to start my day. So as I'm taking the right foot outside of my right hand here, I'm going to untuck my back foot. Now, look at my right foot. I'm going to pivot that right toe out slightly. And instead of hugging my right knee up towards my right arm, I'm going to rotate the right knee away from my upper arm to create that external rotation into the hip space. Now, option 1, stay to your hands. Option 2, if you want to come down to your forearms, go ahead and grab a block and grab the second block. Let the blocks kind of come under at shoulder width. I'm going to recline down onto my forearms and really adjusting the blocks in. So when I come down to my forearms, my elbows are right underneath my shoulder joints. And then close your eyes. Wherever you are, let the body kind of work into that left front hip flexor. Close into your mind. Allow the thoughts to flood out of the gateways of the mind by tuning into your breath. A deep breath in, a deep breath out. And then let's release. Come back onto your blocks. From here, before I really settle and release out, I'm really going to bend into my right knee one more time. Feel that left hip rock forward and down towards the mat. And then very gently release. Flex the right foot as you go. Tuck the left toe in. I like to go wide on this one, so I'm going to flow my hips back down to the left heel. Instead of dropping my hips down to the left heel, I'm pulling my hip space towards that back wall there. I'm flexing my right foot higher, so I'm activating the back of my right leg. I'm adjusting my blocks as shoulder width. Now, if you have a hard time straightening out the right leg, I bring my blocks slightly in and then bend my elbows to forward fold. If you have the flexibility to draw your arms forward while extending your hip space back, I like to grab onto the edge of my blocks and feeling my body weight really extend back, using my blocks as my anchor to lengthen out my upper body as well, and then I bring my head between my upper arms. And release, start to step the right foot forward. Bend the right knee one last time. And let's go ahead and set your blocks out to the left and right of your body. Hands back underneath the shoulders. And let's pedal it out. Lift your left knee. Your first down dog, I take the right foot back first, and notice how my shoulders are over my wrists, right? I want to push my energy back towards the hips, extending all my body weight away from the wrist space, adjusting my hands at shoulder width, stretching my feet at hip width, and then I keep pushing back towards the hips. Start to warm up the hamstrings, pedaling it out one knee at a time. And then stretch the heels down towards the mat. Let it feel good. Bring the head between the upper arms. And then come down towards the mat. Release into your child's pose. Take a break. let's come back onto the hands and knees. Start to use this time to work onto that left side. Knees underneath the hip joints. And let's lift the left leg back just enough so you can start to bend the left knee out towards the left tricep, create an external rotation to your hip, and then take the left foot to the outside of your left hand. From here, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Start to adjust your footing. Let the left heel sit underneath that left knee. You're gonna rotate the left toe out at a 45-degree angle. Let the left knee rotate towards the pinky toe, creating external rotation into your hips. And from there, if you want to go deeper into that right hip, you can pick up the right knee, move the right knee back just a tad bit, and start to bend the left knee forward. Let the right hip sink forward and down towards the mat. Option 1, stay to your hands. Option 2, let's come on to the blocks to come down to your forearms. Now, depending on where you are with the flexibility of your hip, you can adjust to the second height like we did the first time, or even lower down to the lower levels. And just start to settle in. Start to close your eyes or look down right between your arms or blocks. And begin to listen. Listen to the sound of your breath. The sound of the inhale you take. The sound of the exhale that flows out of your body. Now gently rise up to your hands. Allow the body to adjust and come on to maybe the second block at this time. And now you're gonna bend through the left knee, flex the left foot. I like to flex my feet, so when I start to move my hips back, it is easier to straighten out my left leg. And allowing my blocks to come in as I need to. Always focusing on the lower body first. I'm feeling my hips extend back towards this back wall. I'm always flexing into my feet as much as I can, so I'm activating the back side of those muscles. And now option 1, with the elbows close in, the blocks closer in, start to bend your elbows and roll in. If you like to take an extension to the upper back and low back, I'm really stretching my arms forward here. I'm starting to pull my energy down towards that hip space, stretching my arms up at shoulder width, and I'm gripping the edge of the blocks like they are my anchor, so I'm pulling in opposite traction, and then head between my upper arms. A nice deep stretch for another 3, 2, and 1. You're gonna step the left foot forward, bring the blocks right underneath the shoulders. Taking that moment to rock the left knee forward, let the right hip sink. And then gently start to adjust the blocks out. Hands underneath the shoulders. Let's come back for that second down dog. Continue to pedal it out. Lift the right knee, left foot back. Focus on pushing your energy back up towards the hips. So you're centering all your body weight to the center of your body, not towards the hands. And let's pedal it up. And now stretch your heels down towards the mat, hands and feet at shoulder width. And then come down towards your knees. Ooh, let it feel good. A lot of work to the shoulders on down dog first thing in the morning. So let's take the hands to your feet. come into a modified child's pose. You're resting your forehead down to the mat. Allow the shoulders to roll over your kneecaps to deeply release the shoulder joint. And gently start to bring your hands right next to your knees. And let's gently roll your upper body up. Keep your head down. Let the blood flow ease back first. And as the head rises, take a moment here. Bring awareness around your surroundings. Let it feel good. And let's swing those legs up. Starting to wind down from your practice here. So on this one, you want to really start to flex into your feet. Start to use your hands to adjust the tailbone. And now, start to lengthen through the spine, through the crown of your head. We're going to reach the arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, lean forward and round down. I'm going to show you this from the sides. You can continue to stay in your forward fold. Now, when we start to come into this forward fold, it might not be easy to just really hinge from your hip space, straighten out the legs, depending on how tight those hamstrings are, right? So my recommendation is maybe taking the knees slightly bent, and this is where the bolster comes in. You can take the bolster and start to slide them underneath your knees. So they're kind of supporting into your knee joints. Knees are slightly bent. And really hinge from your hip space, lean forward and round down. You can flex into your feet to continue the activation and just relax your arms forward. Now another way, if per se you are super tight to the hamstring space, that's the option you want to take. Now, if you are super flexible, you're noticing you're doing this and you're not getting that stretch all that much, this is what I love to do. Take a block and place it right behind your feet. And this will give you extra momentum and something to grab onto even further more. And you're just reaching for the edge of the block. And then start to bend your elbows forward, fold. See how that feels for your body. And then gently just release. Setting any props you use, be it the bolsters or the blocks, completely aside. And just lift your upper body up. And let's come into bound angle. This one will hit the inner thighs. So we hit the hips, we hit the hamstrings. Let's guide it into a nice inner thigh stretch. So with bound angle, you don't have to bring the heels close to your pelvic bone and have your knees up this high and just round down like this low. What you could do is take your feet slightly wider than your pelvic bone, creating a nice beautiful diamond shape between your legs here. And then you can start to round down, grabbing the tops of your feet. This is a more gentle stretch, perhaps a good idea for, super tight hamstrings, super tight inner thighs, even for the low back, a little bit more gentle. If you want to go deeper, this is the time to bring your heels closer towards your hips and pelvic bone. Grabbing onto the tops of your feet, using that inhale to really lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, bend the elbows close to your waist, lean your chest forward, focus on lengthening to the low back. And then as you recline down, then you can drop your chin down to the chest. For a couple moments here, once the low back starts to settles in, maybe after maybe 5 or 7 breaths, then you can start to reach the arms forward if it feels good. Take the focus into the upper back as well and the lower back. And just as slow as you progress into this opening, start to guide your hands step by step as you rise your upper body up. We're going to close the knees together to release the hips. And from here, we're going to start to wind down this practice. So a lot of four folds, trying to kind of balance out with a little twist to the body. I always like to start my mornings doing my twist from seated pose, just because it twists from your mid and upper back instead of the low back. And it's just a safer twist for me. So from here, I'm coming back into the seated pose. Now we're going to do what we did in the beginning of the session, but this time we're going to do a side view so you can kind of see really where to align your body on this one. So we're starting on the right side. You're bringing the left hand to your right knee. Right hand's the back of your mat, right? My fingertips are pretty close to my lower back. Now I'm coming onto my fingertips. I'm starting to push into my fingertips, straighten out my right arm. So I'm really refraining myself from rounding into my back. I'm lifting my chest forward towards my left arm. Nice and long spine. And the next exhale I take, I'm turning and twisting my body to the right and moving my entire breath through the belly. The first twist we did was really just to kind of feel out our body, the low back. The second twist I always use to detoxify my body, taking an extra moment here to massage my digestive system, getting it ready for the day as I flush out the toxins. And so when I inhale and release, now I'm bringing my hands back to my knees. I'm just letting blood flow come back into those internal organs to pump it up, let my digestive system flow. And we're going to come on to that left side, right? Now I'm going to come on to the side so you can see on the left side as well. From here, really sit from your tailbone and root up through the crown of your head. Then bring the right hand to your left knee, left hand to the back of your mat. And once again, I am pushing through my left fingertips, straightening my left arm, really rolling my chest forward towards this right arm, so I'm lengthening into my spine. Holding it there, now I'm using my exhale and I'm going to twist and look over to my left shoulder. You can close your eyes. Move the breath down through the belly. Let it feel good. Now, like I said, this is a good one for detoxifying the body. Primarily because when we twist and turn into our body like these, a good metaphor I would see is like a towel, right? Like you're wringing out your towel, you're wringing out your body of the junk, of the old oxygen, stale flow. And then when you do release from the inhale and turn back to align your spine, you're going to feel slight heat, you're going to feel release, and that's just blood flow slowly coming back. Like you're letting everything good just come back into your life. So we're going to inhale, flow the hands back onto your knees. And at this point, before we come down for that Shavasana, oh, I love to do this. I start to freestyle. I take just about any movement in my seated pose that might feel good. And whatever feels good, I take it. Even a couple head rolls. Working out those final kinks in my body. And once I'm good, I just come back to center. And taking a 3 cleansing breaths before I really just recline down. So our hands are to our knees, body relaxed, eyes closed. The cleansing breath is when we breathe into our nose and we exhale, and we're going to open our mouth with a ha sound. So no music here, really just listen to your breath. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, open your mouth. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in. Exhale. Come back to breathing to your nose. So after the 3 cleansing breaths here, keep your eyes closed and just simply feel your breath. Lose yourself in this breath as we invite final movements of deep release. We take the hands to your knees. Let the chin come down to your chest. And as you inhale, roll the head to the left. Circle your head back and come down to the right. Inviting the breath in to roll your head to the left. As you exhale, roll the head to the right. Let's do that one more time. Inhale to your left. And exhale to your right. Start to reverse into the movement, taking the breath in to the right. And exhale down to your left. Breathe in, roll to the right. And exhale, roll to the left. Deepen your breath to the right. Release the breath to your left. Chin back to your chest, arms relax, and just inhale, roll your chest forward, lift your head up. When you exhale, begin to round your back, letting the chin roll down to your chest. And inhale, roll your heart space forward. And exhale, start to round your back. During this process, there is no right or wrong way as you're moving into your body. Just really igniting into the final movements here, drawing mind-body awareness through breath. And as the body starts to soften up, we're going to take the chin back to your chest to deeply round the back. Start to inhale, circle your body to the left. Circling your body forward. As you exhale, roll the body to the right, taking it all the way back. And invite this movement into your body without thoughts. Surrendering the movement to your breath. Surrendering your body completely into your mind. And just let the body here and the mind get lost. Completely lost in the movement. And as it feels good, start to reverse to the other side. Taking the breath slowly and deeply. Allowing the knees and hips and the arms and shoulders to roll and rock with the ease of the mind, the release of the body. As the body moves deeper and slower, the thoughts of your mind draw into the breath. The breath becomes one with your body. The unison of the mind, body, and your spirit completely unify. Merge into one spirit, place and time, until the body comes back to stillness. Resting those hands on your knees, closing your eyes. Coming back to your breath. Allow the palms come to your heart in prayer. We bow your head. No matter where life may take us, may you always find this place of inner peace, a deeply grounded and centered self by coming back to your breath. Thank you for allowing me to guide you. And may this day bring forth light, love, happiness, and peace into your lives. Let us open your eyes and lift your head. Namaste. Hi everyone. So I hope you enjoyed our Feel Good Flow. And that was my very first video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, you can message me or email me. I am more than happy to guide you through your practice. And for those of you joining me that come to my weekly classes, I hope this helps you elevate and deepen our weekly class together. For those of you coming to watch from out of state or those who can't make it to my classes, I am so honored to have you, and I am so blessed to be able to guide you. Again, if you have anything you want to learn, something from lower back pain, hip openers, or just simple alignment, let me know. I will do my best to work on the video for you, and that is one of my biggest goals this year, is to create some good content that can help everyone just bring yoga, meditation to their lives so they feel good. Anyways, I am feeling so good. So I hope you're feeling good. And without anything else to say, I just want to say good morning, good day. I love you guys so much, and may the inner light within you spread the joy that you are and continue to be the amazing person I know you are. I love you. Namaste. Bye.